Well, hello and welcome to another Model 101 video where I'm going to be featuring my lovely Rover 216 GTI powered by the Honda D16 engine. Now, I haven't featured this car in quite some time, but I thought, you know what a better way to send it on a 1,500 mile journey up to Scotland, which also I'm going to be basically living in it for about 7 days. So, you know, that'll be fun, right? I mean, I don't fit in the thing. Apparently I've got to sleep in it. Well, you got to save money apparently. Something like that, I don't know. Well, allow me to elaborate some more on when I say living in it for about 7 days. Basically, I had a plan where I was going to do a European road trip for about 10 days, and that fell through. And I thought, well, I've got the time booked off work, so I may as well do something. And I thought, do you know what? This is crazy. But of all the places I've been, and I've been all over the world, really, I've never been to Scotland. I don't know why. It just hasn't happened. It's weird, I know. And I thought, there's something I've always wanted to tick off the list, and that's the NC 500. So that is what I'm going to do in my lovely Rover. And I thought, I need to save a little bit of money. That's just the way I am. I'm going to be on my own anyway. I don't really see the point in spending a fortune on places to stay. I've kind of decided to do this a little bit last minute anyway. So that being said, I'm going to show you what I've come up with so far. Right, okay, so as you can see, this is basically how much room I have. And it actually is quite substantial. However, I am a little bit too big to lay down in it. Now, I'm about 6 foot on a good day. Of course, I'm 6'1" on Tinder, but this is sort of like coffin spec level sleeping if I was to leave it like this, because the only way in which I can fit is like that. And I'll be honest, as much as there is room, you know, you can't just dangle a leg out or something, or get up to any activities at all, really. So I have looked, and I can remove this rear bench entirely, so that will take care of that, which means I obviously have more space to lay down. And I thought, great, here I am relaxing in my vehicle. However, I thought I need a little bit of privacy at bedtime. Now, I did think, how am I going to solve that? Can I, you know, come up with, like, I don't know, sort of drape curtains or something like that? There's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of glass to deal with. So let me show you what I have come up with the help of my mum. And she has made me custom, these are actually made from curtain that just happened to be sort of spare, and she's custom fit these for my rear side windows. She's stitched, as you can see, Velcro around the edges, and then basically all I do is just, I can decide what I want to do, if I want to match up the Velcro entirely or not, or do sections, whatever I want, onto the windows. So in the evenings, I just simply whoosh, chuck it on, and then in the mornings, I just rip it off. She's done the rear window, obviously the two sides. She's gonna do like a center curtain thing, so the entire rear of the car will be completely blacked out, which I'm actually really excited about. that was super easy. It took me like 2 minutes. 2 bolts later, bench is out. And as you can see, that's given me so much more room now. So I'm very happy about that. It means I can actually, you know, spread my legs out and get a decent night's sleep. So the next thing I'm going to do is basically do a trial run with these curtains. I'm still waiting on the center one, but at least for the minute I can try out doing the sides and the rear one at least to get an idea of what it's going to be like. It dawned on me at this point when making the video that it looked as if I was on one of those old school Saturday night game shows from the 80s or something. Welcome to your favorite Saturday night game show. Hosting Kenny B, we're going to be going live with our favorite co-host, Danny Boy. Danny, could you tell the lovely contestants what they could be in store to win tonight?
Well, Ken, I'm glad you asked. Well, one of our lucky contestants could have the chance to win a custom deluxe Rover 216 Blackout blind set.
Well, Danny, that sounds amazing. But how on earth are they going to know how to fit this thing?
Oh, well, Ken, it's real simple. All they gotta do is just follow a few simple steps. Once that lucky contestant's ripping open their custom deluxe curtain set, they've just gotta simply get that Velcro cut to shape, Ken. It's literally that simple. Now, once you've actually applied it to that other curtain, you've snipped it to shape, and then just simply stick to the window. Peel off that sticky back paper, and it's pretty much a home straight run from here on out. Once you've done that, you simply sit back, relax, and enjoy your custom deluxe curtain set.
Sorry about that.
So I got carried away there. I'm now currently fitting the custom deluxe curtain set, as you can see, and it actually has worked perfectly. So that's the side windows done, which I'm very happy about. This is the rear, as you can see, which, yeah, basically it does droop down a little bit. It lets a little bit of light through, but I'm really not that fussed about it. Like when the boot's shut, once it's dark and stuff, you're not really going to notice it. It is what it is. And obviously it has the little mini side windows that you can see there, which I do have an idea for. I'm basically just going to put sun strip on those rear mini ones just there. That's that. And this is what it looks like from the outside. You can sort of see the glass reflecting a little bit there, but anyway, you get the picture. Now, I need to crack on and service this car.
Do need to get this done. There we go. Ah, lovely, lovely. Take the old girl for a little bit of a drive, warm the oil up, you know. That was weird. I literally just started this and it just died for about 5 minutes. Wouldn't start. Great. Nothing to be worried about before a 1500-mile drive, I guess. Oh yeah. See, what you want to do when changing your oil is heat it up to normal working temperature, which, if there are any Americans watching, that would be about 10 gazillion degrees Fahrenheit, because apparently that's what the value is when working in Fahrenheit. Why is that as well? Why is Fahrenheit so much higher? You know? It's so much easier to work with Celsius. 0 is freezing. And you move on up from there. It's that simple. It's just too tiring to work it out. Did I buy oil? Oh, I can't remember. I have bought oil recently for a car. I think it's the Renault. I better check. Oh, I'm getting old. Well, whilst my oil was just draining there, I was just searching for where the oil filter was because I couldn't see it. She's right down somewhere underneath the inlet manifold. Boop. And then I just noticed this. Holy moly. Oh God. Yeah. Not really what you want to do before a 1,500-mile drive up to Scotland. Well, I think it goes without saying, obviously, I now need to address that, because there's no way on earth I can drive all the way up to Scotland and back again knowing that my radiator looks like that. Pretend that I've fixed it. There is someone just ripping that thing out there.
So, service complete, and now for the mini rear windows, this is basically what I came up with as a sort of temporary measure. It is an old sun strip, and it's worked perfectly. So that is all of that taken care of on the inside, and now basically the car is ready. It's all clean, loaded up, and ready to go. So literally just gonna fill it up now and be on my way. I think it was something like, what was it, £52, but I used my club card points and I got it right down to like 40 or something. So after zeroing the clock, I am going to be on my way now.
Well, I've made my first stop. 221 miles so far in one hit. I planned on going for longer, but I saw something silver and plastic fly out of the back of my near side wheel arch. So I'm pretty sure that's one of my hubcaps. Center caps, sorry. And if it is, I'm going to be really annoyed. And I don't really want to get out of the car and have a look. But there does look like there's some sort of Men in Black spaceship type thing at this services. Lancaster Services. I believe this was like an old restaurant, hotel thing. I don't bloody know. Or it turned into that. Previously it was a communications thing maybe. I don't know. Oh, I better check this. Oh.
There we go. Lovely, lovely.
Well, I don't know what that was, but I'm glad to say that it wasn't my center cap. Car's going great. Nothing really to report. Oh, actually, no. My head unit has decided to break. Sweet. So that's good. Well, I've made it to Inverness. Sweet baby Jesus. I haven't got a clue where I am. I've literally just pulled over into a lay-by. Let's just go and stretch the old leg, shall we? Well, I decided to have a look to see if there's an official starting point to the NC500, and turns out there is, which is Inverness Castle. So strangely, I actually wasn't that far. I could do with a walk, as I've, my legs are just like this, and I think there it is. Now I know I can't get in the grounds because I think they're renovating it, but we shall walk there anyway to make it official. So now officially reaching my start point to the North Coast 500, I decided I may as well actually just start it, as it was only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I managed to get about 50 miles done. I can't quite remember where I stopped. This is initially where I decided to stop, but I really loved the view, but there were too many houses nearby. So I decided to try and find somewhere a little bit more secrete and out of the way. And this is where I chose for my first night. And as you can see, I've got my temporary stove, my pasta and cheese with hot sauce. Perfect. Well, good morning, and it's the second day of my NC500 road trip in my Rover. I've currently stopped at Dunrobin Castle, which was nice. I wasn't able to go in it. I haven't really got time to be stopping and going through everything. Not that I'm trying to rush through it, but still a nice little place to stop off at, just to collect myself really. Rover was awesome yesterday. Faultless, didn't miss a beat. The sleeping arrangement last night, I knew it wouldn't be great. Pump up, mattress. I wanted to buy a Poufon, didn't have time. My back, oh, it's bad. Anyway, onwards now with the journey. I need to start making up some time. I feel like I'm lagging behind, because there are going to be places that I will be visiting and doing hikes and stuff like that. So let's do this. Well, I've just literally pulled over because I feel like I'm in some sort of like windmill graveyard. And because of the fog and stuff, it's just properly eerie. I don't call me weird, but I actually like this kind of thing. I'm going to go and check one of these out because I never get to do this. What do we reckon? It's only a short walk. Is there going to be some like proximity alarm that's just going to go off? Be like beep 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 and just blow me up or something. Look at this thing, it's huge. I know a lot of people don't like these, but I've always been fascinated by them. I can't express how the camera is not picking up the size of this. Yeah, literally the camera is not picking up the sheer size of this thing. How eerie is this place though?
So after leaving the windmill graveyard, at this point, it started to rain, and it rained for about 2 days solid, which actually kind of put a bit of a downer on the whole trip because I couldn't get really any footage of all the stops that I made during the entire trip. I just couldn't get out of the car. Every time I got out of the car, I would just get absolutely drenched, and I was bringing it back in to the car, and obviously I was sleeping in it. It was just a bit of a nightmare, really, and the footage that I've made, it just wouldn't have come through in the editing, so I do apologise for that. I had to sort of skip through at this point by sort of like 250 miles, like 4 days into the trip, and I also needed to sort of make my way home. So anyway, the sort of next bit that you'll see is an evening that I had with a certain insect that ruined my night and ruined my morning, my breakfast of all things. Well, I must say I do enjoy a scenic breakfast in the morning, and I had to pick up some milk for my cereal, some semi-skimmed milk, but not any semi-skimmed milk, Scottish. Scottish semi-skimmed milk. So let's give that a little whiz before I put it into my cereal. I'm assuming it will taste like any other sort of semi-skimmed milk. Tastes like haggis. I tell you one thing that people mentioned, I thought, nah, it's not that bad. It's worse than bad. The midges. Oh my god. I'm currently driving with my boot open to try and get them out of here. Fuck! Oh, I've literally had to leave my car to air a minute. That was bad. I couldn't even breathe. I felt like that was some sort of like scene from The Mummy or something. Welcome to the second part of this video where, I'll be honest, I envisaged being sort of parked up somewhere nice and picturesque, and I was going to do an introduction like that. But I was literally surrounded by 1 million midges. It might have even been more than that. I couldn't breathe. They were inside my teeth. I stopped the second time and thought, I'll air the car out. No, they just followed me. They literally were like, come on, get him! It's the only one awake at this time! Oh my god. I really thought I could deal with the midges. People were like, trust me, the midges are a thing. I thought, come on, I've been around a midge or two before. No, that was horrendous. They're still in my car now. I've got my sunroof open to try and cycle them. So basically, I'm just not going to stop today. I'm on a bit of a time crunch, so this will be my third and final day of the NC500. I can't really stop at the places I want to stop at today, but I'm going to get the driving part done. The roads look amazing, the scenery looks amazing. So let's get on with it. Well, this stop is for a waterfall called the Wailing Widow Falls. So let's check it out. I'm gonna get wet. Damn! Bloody hell! Oh, blue sky. Right there. Oh, it's brightening up. Nope. No, it isn't. It's literally just going to go back to raining. Sweet. So this is really the sort of final stages of my road trip now. And as I've already explained, unfortunately, the rain just killed a lot of it for me. Took at least 2 days away from me. And yeah, kind of needed to rush home at this point. Something that I did need to attend to. And when you're up in the Highlands, 700 miles away from home, you know, it takes time to get home. But this is the Black Nabar Pass on Torridon Road. It's sort of like the west final stages of the route, and it's just unbelievable. The mountains up in the clouds, you know, you name it, it's there. Literally didn't pass a single car the entire time I was there. It was just crazy. Even points where I couldn't even see sort of like 20 meters in front of me. Kind of spooky, if you know what I mean. You wouldn't want to break down there on your own. Now, if you are still watching at this point of the video, then not only am I amazed, but I'm very grateful. So I very much do appreciate that. And as I sort of come to a closing point here, I will give my verdict of what I thought of the trip, what I thought of the car. I did have many more ideas I wanted to do, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. And yeah, I'll just add this last point where I believed that I had some sort of, I don't know, celebration waiting for me at the very end as I reached my bridge point into Inverness.
Oh God, here we go. Okay. Don't look too smug. I don't know what to expect. I know probably a lot of people have been tuning into this. Oh God. Just be calm. Don't even, oh God, here we go. It's about, I'm going over it now. I've started it now. I'm going over it now. Here we go. Here it is. Here we go. Here it is. I can't see anyone yet. I mean, I'm nearly across the bridge now. I was expecting someone! There's no firework. Maybe he'll be at the end of the bridge. Is a cyclist? No, he's... Oh, well... Well, I never! Well, I'll give it one of these anyway for the old Rover. Well... As you can see, I've made it back home, safe and sound. Didn't miss a beat, didn't think there was any reason to actually record coming home, but I'm basically just going to give my final thoughts and summary on the trip. And turned out to be something like a 1,580 mile trip or there or thereabouts, which is the most I've ever done in such a short space of time in a car. So I do commend it, because it literally was perfect in every way. Would I do the trip again? Yes. Not anytime soon. It was a shame that the weather was so bad. I'm sure if the weather was amazing, it would have been just incredible. The views, I know, would have been amazing, but unfortunately for me, they weren't. Would I do it in the Rover again? No, I actually wouldn't. Although it was amazing. Creature comforts that I miss. Cruise control. I want it. Okay? That long journey from Inverness back down south. I mean, would you mind? It was a biplane though. Where was I? Yes. Cruise control. I miss it. And actually, I never thought I'd say this. A manual on the NC500? Not that kind of trip. I actually would have rathered an automatic. But maybe that's a future video for the Mercedes or something like that. But that is going to round that up. And if you've watched this far, then maybe consider liking and subscribing if you want. You know, you don't have to. I don't normally ask for it. But until next time, see ya.